Welcome. My name is Megan. For those of you that I haven't met before, it's good to virtually meet you. And those of you that I know, thank you for being here, for joining and connecting this way that we have available to us right now. If this is your first time in yoga, just think of this as really a practice of listening. I try my best to be really clear with my communication so it doesn't get too heady and out there, and is really more of a grounded practice. We have the video here, so look up anytime you need to, pause anytime you need to, and with that, let's go ahead and get started. Come into child's pose. So bring your toes together, separate your knees out wide. Slide your hips back towards your heels and just extend through your arms. Bring your forehead down to the mat. Right away, take a deep breath in, and as you lengthen your inhale, allow your belly and your chest to expand. Slowly breathe out, allowing everything to cinch in towards the midline. Do it again. Deep breath in through your nose. From the belly all the way up to the collarbones expands. And then slowly breathe the air out of your nose, emptying until you reach that last bit of breath behind the belly button. Keep your body still and just highlight the movement of your breath. The breath, an integral part of our practice that weaves all of the postures together and is the vehicle that will create a clear space in your mind. Consider that to just create a full mindful breath once is a practice, and to do it over and over again is where you start to build the discipline. Keep your hips back toward your heels and walk your hands all the way over to the left. Lengthen through your right fingertips as you settle your outer right hip closer to your right heel. Breathe in so fully that your right side body lengthens, your right ribs expand. Breathe out enough to soften the space in between your shoulder blades, bringing your chest closer to the floor. Walk your hands through center and over to the right side of your mat, almost creating a crescent-like shape with your spine. Soften your outer left hip so it anchors back towards your left heel. And then pull your left fingertips away from your outer left hip. Deep breath in. Create even more space through the left side body. Your inhale helping to support the fullness of the posture. Exhale, maintain the fullness, but just soften from overworking. Bring your upper body through center, and then rise up into a tabletop position, stacking your shoulders over your wrists and bringing your knees under your hips. Lift your tailbone and your gaze to the ceiling as you melt your stomach and chest towards the floor, cow pose. Exhale, round your back towards the ceiling and drop your head to the mat into cat. Inhale, cow pose. Arch your back, open up your stomach and your chest. Exhale, round your spine into cat. Continue to go back and forth through your cat-cow and start to dissect the movement, seeing if you can move like you're getting the sense of moving one vertebra at a time. Your low back moving distinctly from the upper back, distinctly from your neck. So it brings a wave-like quality into your spine. One more deep breath into cow. Exhale, round into cats. Take neutral spine and extend your legs out into plank pose. Ground into your big toe ball mounds and firm up your quads. Squeeze your hands in towards one another so your forearms engage to the midline. Roll your triceps towards the back of your mat so the sides of your neck lengthen. Take a big breath in. Shift forward to your tippy toes and then slowly lower down for 3, 2, stomach and chest hit the floor at 1. Hug your elbows in towards your spine. Draw your shoulders away from your ears and lift up to cobra, just extending through your chest and upper back. Exhale, roll your spine down. Initiate the movement from the shoulder blades drawing back, cobra, inhale. Roll down as you exhale. One more breath in, lift and open your chest, broaden your collarbones. Breathe out as you drop your chest down, forehead drops down too. Push yourself up to your knees. Extend your legs out into downward facing dog. Hips lift towards the ceiling. And then firmly root your palms and fingertips into the mat so your hands should be active, like you're gripping the floor. Squeeze your forearms into the midline so that you feel the strength drop into the base knuckle of your thumb and pointer finger. As your forearm squeeze into the midline and you push the earth away, so much so that you probably created a little bit of tension around the neck, shoulders up towards your ears. Can you take your triceps and shoulders and roll them away from the midline? And so now you have space around the sides of your neck. You're engaging the outside, the outer edge of your body, right at the side ribs. Now to the legs, take your upper inner thighs and spiral them so far back that it actually lifts your tailbone to the ceiling and lengthens your low back. Reach your heels down towards the floor, but make sure you're long enough you have a little bit of space between the heels and the ground. And then hold, push strong through your hands. Lift your kneecaps, engage your quads. Take a deep breath. Stretch your right leg all the way up towards the ceiling. Bend your right knee and peel your right hip open on top of your left. Reach your right heel actively towards your left glute and look under your left armpit. Now, can you continue to stretch your right knee open towards the ceiling until maybe you see your right toes under your left armpit? Stay grounded with your palms, forearms hugged to the midline. Breathe and inhale so big that it helps facilitate the opening in your right hip. Exhale, draw your right knee in towards your chest and step your right foot between your hands. Slowly lower your left knee down towards the ground. Bring your hands up to your right knee. Spiral your inner thighs so much together that your left hip swivels forward and your right hip gently draws back. And then push down into the foundation of right foot, left shin, lift from your pelvic floor in the pit of your belly. Stretch your arms all the way up towards the ceiling, low lunge. Squeeze your left glute gently to push your left hip forward and open. And as your hips are lowering and opening up towards the front of the mat, pull the pit of your belly and your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Get a little longer in your spine. Inhale here. Exhale. Place both hands down on the ground to surround your front foot. Straighten out your right leg into a half split. Walk your fingers forward to encourage length in your spine. And then squeeze your right thigh bone so far back into the hip socket that your outer right hip swivels back to the back of the mat. Your left hip may even rotate slightly forward. Flex your right toes towards your face and soften right behind your heart. Let your head drop so the back of your neck is long. And even think of reaching the crown of your head towards your right toes so your whole spine lengthens. If you breathe in full enough, your inhale will help support the posture so that you can find this balance of work and ease. And take one more breath. bend into your right knee, ground your left palm, twist your right arm up towards the ceiling. Squeeze your inner thighs together and rotate deep from your belly and your thoracic spine, your upper back. Inhale, get longer through your spine, through your head. Exhale, belly and ribs cinch in towards the midline to help you deepen the twist. Place both hands down on the ground. Lift your left knee off of the mat. Downward facing dog, step back. Pedal push your heels and bend one knee at a time. And as you do, really activate the strength in your ankles. One heel is lifting and that ankle is being strong as it opens. The other heel is actively reaching down, bringing the ankle to flexion. Lift your left leg up towards the ceiling. Look under your right armpit as you peel your left hip open. Keep squeezing your left heel towards your glute so you feel the work of your left hamstring. Stretch your left knee up higher. The more you squeeze the hamstring, the more your quad and hip can open up. Even think about squeezing your outer right glute to help rotate your right hip under your left. Breathe in. Use your exhale to draw navel to spine and bring your thigh forward in towards your chest, rounded back so you can step between your hands. Slowly lower your right knee down to the floor and bring your hands up to your left knee. Hold right here. Push your feet down and squeeze your feet towards one another so that your pelvis levels and slightly lifts. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Maintain the strength of your pelvic floor. Engage your right glutes and see if you can feel like the duality. The stronger the right glutes, it creates this sense of supporting, opening the right hip forward. So the strength on one side, the other side of that coin creates this big opening. The same with the breath. A full, big inhale will help you create the space of the posture, and your exhale will help you soften just where is necessary. Take one more deep breath. Exhale, release your hands down to surround your left foot. Straighten out your left leg. Pull your toes toward your face. Push your left heel down into the mat and imagine dragging your left heel back just until you feel your outer left hip swivel to the back of the mat. Then lengthen your fingertips forward like you're pulling your upper body out of the grip of your pelvis. Lengthen the back of your neck. Soften right behind your heart in between the shoulder blades. Again, feel the moments, the places where you need to create proper strength, like in your left quad. Lift your left kneecap and notice that that strength helps to open your left hamstring a little bit more. Bend into your left knee. Keep your right hand grounded. Reach your left arm up towards the ceiling, shoulders stacked. Breathe in to grow a little bit taller through your chest and your spine. Exhale, pull your navel in, your ribs in. Create a deep rinse through your upper back. One more big breath. Grow taller, expansive in the pose. Exhale, cinch into the midline, ground into yourself. Untwist, place your left hand down on the ground, lift your right knee, and step back to downward facing dog. Pedal push your heels, creating range of movement and strength in your ankles. Keep your hands pushing the earth away, so much so that your shoulders lift to your ears, but then roll your shoulders away from your ears. Curl your tailbone a little higher towards the ceiling. Reach your heels a little bit lower towards the floor. Big breath. Look forward, lift your heels and tiptoe your feet all the way up towards your hands at the top of your mat. Separate your feet hip distance. Place your right fingertips down on the ground. Bend your right knee. Inhale, reach your left arm all the way up. Lengthen your left side waist.
Exhale your left hand, fingers down to the ground, bend your left knee. Inhale your right arm all the way up and open. Exhale, right hand down, bend your right knee, left arm reaches all the way up. Exhale, left hand down, bend your left knee, right arm opens up. Place both hands down on the ground, grab opposite elbow and let yourself forward fold into ragdoll pose. Just allow your upper body to sway, shake out the weight, the tension in your head and your neck, and even soften all the muscles in your face. Check in with the relationship to your breath. Smooth out the transition from inhale to exhale. Add some effort into lengthening your breath. Release your hands to the floor. Soften behind your knees. Push your feet into the mat as you slowly stack your spine for 5. Engage your core, 3. Let your shoulder blades glide down your back and your head float up for 1. Big inhale, stretch your arms to the ceiling, mountain pose. Exhale, bring your hands together at your heart center. Inhale, reach up to the ceiling, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, hands and head drop. Halfway lift to a flat back, breathe in. Step back into high plank as you exhale. Hold here. Take a big breath in with strong legs and core. And then exhale slowly as you bend your elbows just to 90 degrees. Toenails down, chest upward facing dog. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Hold, strong arms, strong leg, tailbone high. Breathe in. As you exhale, look towards the top of your mat, step your feet to your hands. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, fold right at the creases in your hips, belly pulls in. Rise up, mountain pose, strong legs, reach tall. Bring your hands together at your heart center and steady your gaze. Inhale, reach up, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale as you step back to high plank. Pause, take an inhale in your high plank. Exhale slowly to low plank. Lift your chest, upward facing dog. Lift your hips, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Slow down your breath out. Again, inhale. As you exhale, set your eyes forward and step your feet to your hands. Inhale, lift halfway up, lengthen your spine. Firm up your quads as you fold over your legs. Rise up tall, mountain pose, arms reach to the ceiling. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart, slow down your breath, and steady your gaze. Inhale, mountain, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, high to low plank. So 1 breath out, 1 movement. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, empty out. Take just 1 inhale. As you exhale, look forward. Step your feet to your hands. Lift halfway, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Rise up tall, mountain pose. Exhale your hands to your heart. Inhale, reach up, mountain. Exhale, sit back and down into chair. Hold your chair pose, curl your tailbone back from wrapping your upper inner thighs together. It draws the pelvic floor down and back. Lift up through the pit of your belly to lengthen your low back through your fingertips. And then breathe. Keep your feet pushing down and your legs strong until you feel a fire start to ignite in your thighs. Allow the body to respond. Keep the breath neutral and calm. Take 2 more breaths. Sit your hips a little lower. Sit into the trigger. This is called tapas. It's creating a fire, a discipline in the fire of practice. As the body is stimulated and triggered, the breath works to keep the mind calm, the nerves calm. Take 1 more inhale. As you exhale, dive forward over straight legs. Inhale, lift, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. High to low plank. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Inhale, your right leg sweeps up towards the ceiling. Exhale, pull your right knee in towards your chest, rounded spine. Inhale, reach your right leg up and back. Pull the pit of your belly in to draw your thigh bone up towards your stomach, plank. Kick back 1 more time. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Left leg stays strong as you draw your right thigh in towards your chest, round your spine. Push the earth away so that there's space to step your foot between your hands. Keep grounding through the left big toe ball, mountain crescent warrior, rise up. Your left heel points straight up towards the ceiling. Squeeze your feet together so that your pelvis rotates to neutral, both hip points pointing forward. Draw the pit of your belly in and up as you bend into your right knee. Inhale here, grow a little taller through your back. Sweep your arms behind you. Hug your shoulder blades to spine as you melt your chest forward. Lift your left leg up, airplane pose. Now keep pushing down through your right foot. Strengthen your right quad as you lower your chest in line with your left heel. Lift your left heel until you feel the strength right where your left hamstring meets the bottom of your glute. Reach so far back through your fingertips that your shoulders draw away from your ears and breathe in. As you exhale, bend your right knee slowly. Touch your left toes to the back of your mat. Crescent warrior, lift up tall. Open arm twist to the right as you breathe out. Wrap your right hand behind your back. Stretch your left arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Bend a little deeper into your right knee. Inhale, lengthen through your left elbow. Exhale, windmill your hands down to the mat. Then straighten out your right leg. Flex your right toes towards your face. Keep your left heel lifted high. Pull your inner thighs together. Pull your feet together so that your left hip rotates down and your outer right hip rotates towards the ceiling. Allow your fingertips to walk farther forward as you lengthen out your side waist and your spine, forward folding over your right leg. Keep reaching through strong arms, but soften right in between your shoulder blades. Left heel a little higher, left leg a little stronger. Suck your right thigh bone deep into the right hip socket. Bend into your right knee. Lift your left leg up towards the ceiling, standing split. Keep pushing down through your right foot. Pull your belly in and fold over your right leg. Then maybe you can get your gaze steady enough on one spot that it becomes foundation enough so you can release one hand and bring it behind your right ankle. Maybe your left leg can be strong enough in the air that you can release both hands to grab onto your ankle. Breathe. Left leg higher, heart lower. Right leg stronger, soften behind your chest. Land with both feet together, bend both knees, sit low, chair pose. Inhale, reach your arms up. Hands together at your heart, twist to the left, wrapping your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Look down and make sure that your right knee stays in line with your left as you sit your hips a little lower. Lift and lengthen your chest forward. Breathe in slower. As you breathe out, create a deep rinse from the pit of your belly through your upper back. Chair pose, inhale, hips low, arms high. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift to a flat back. Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up. Pull your left knee in towards your chest. Shift forward, shoulders over your wrist. Kick back, three-legged dog, breathe in. Exhale, left thigh to stomach, knee to chest, shift forward. One more time, kick back, inhale. Draw your left knee in, stay strong in your right leg. It's your powerhouse to keep your hips lifted. Make more space between your left knee and the floor. Step between your hands. Crescent warrior, rise up. Slow down your breath. Refine your posture by pulling your feet together, like your left heel drags back, your right big toe ball mound squeezes forward until your feet become the steering wheel and you feel it in your inner thighs. Your inner thighs start to wrap towards the midline. From that strength, lift up through the pelvic floor. Grow a little taller from the support of your inhale. Exhale, bring your hands behind you. Shift your chest forward. Airplane pose. Hold your airplane pose. Left leg strong, right leg strong. Reach back through your fingers. Lengthen from the crown of your head. Lengthen your left heel down into the mat. Reach your right heel and head away from one another. Bend your left knee, float back to crescent. Big breath, arms up. Open arm twist to the left as you exhale. Wrap your left hand behind your back. Stretch your right arm all the way up towards the ceiling first. Reach as far up as you can until you feel the stretch through your hip flexors, through your side waist, and then maybe pull your right arm back behind your ear. Windmill both hands down to the mat to surround your left foot. Straighten out your left leg and lift your left toes towards your face. If you can't quite reach the ground, then just shorten your stance a tiny bit. Left toes pointing toward your face, right heel up high so your hips lift to the ceiling. Spiral your inner thighs together to level your pelvis. And then pull your belly in to draw your chest over your left leg. Let your head melt forward. Soften the space behind your heart. Take 2 more breaths. Keep thinking of reaching your left sit bone high and your head low. Bend your left knee. Standing split, lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. Forward fold over your left leg. Maintain the balance by keeping your right leg strong, your gaze steady, and your breath calm. Maybe challenge yourself by bringing one or both hands around your left ankle. Land with both feet together at the top of your mat. Knees bent, Utkatasana, chair pose. Hands together at your heart, twist to the right. So your left elbow hooks to the outside of your right knee. Your knees stay in line with one another. Lengthen your head and tailbone away from each other. And use your breath to create space. And your exhale to twist into it. Chair pose. Hips stay low, reach your arms to the ceiling. Push through your feet, rise all the way up to stand. Lengthen your legs. Open your hips and your front body as you take a slight upper back bend. Exhale, release your hands together at your heart center. Ground into your right foot. Draw your left knee up towards your chest. And once you do that, just notice the tendency of lifting a leg up when we're balancing is to scoop the pelvis under. So can you keep your left leg lifted? Curl your tailbone back so you have the natural curve of your lumbar spine. And then strengthen from your right heel to your right glute. Pull up from the pit of your belly. Good. Use your core by placing your hands on your hips. If you need the support, take your left knee with your left hand. And hold, steady gaze, and keep pushing down through your right leg as you grow taller through your head. So you have this oppositional energy, reaching in opposite directions, but with the same amount of strength. If your hands are on your hips, bring them to cactus arms. Keep your right glute strong so your right hip doesn't wobble as you open your left knee out to the left. Think of using your left obliques, your outer left glutes. Hold. Use your inner thighs to pull your left leg back to center. Reach your arms up tall. Hold the space in between your palms. Send your left leg back. Warrior 3. Keep your ribs drawing in so there's engagement through your core. Create a line of connection from your left heel lifting to the left glute engaging. Lengthen your whole body. Bend your right knee. Float back. Crescent warrior. Drop your left toes down. Reach your arms up. Warrior 2, open your left foot and your arms. Your left foot should be parallel to the back of your mat. Walk your right heel so your right heel intersects your left arch. And then everybody lengthen your stance. Lengthen your stance. Bend your right knee even deeper so you create the length in the pose that your muscles are craving. Extend your arms. It's going to be work either way. So you might as well work into creating space. Flip your right palm to the ceiling and reach back. Lift up and back so your right ribs are pulling away from the right hip crease. Extended side angle. Place your right fingertips on the floor or your right forearm to your right thigh. Reach your left arm over your head so your bicep is in line with your ear. Lengthen through your left elbow, through your fingertips so the periphery of your body gets longer. Push into your left foot, the pinky edge side of your left foot. Rise up to warrior 2. Reverse your warrior. This time straighten out your right leg. Reach back with strong legs. Half moon pose. Place your right fingertips down, a foot diagonally of your right pinky toe, so you create a more broad space instead of being in a straight line. Lift your left leg, lift your left hand. Now strengthen up your right quad. It's easy to let go of that muscle because we can often just kind of balance our bones and joints on top of one another. But for more stability, squeeze your right quad. Engage your outer right glute to push your right hip forward under your left. Now strengthen up your left leg so it's as strong as your right. Reach up through your left fingers. The body may wobble and it may fall, but remember the thread to keep the mind calm and the nerves calm is through your breath. Hold for one more breath, or maybe engage your left obliques so you can crunch up and lift your right fingers off of the mats. Float back to warrior 2. Reverse your warrior, straighten out your right leg. Breathe in. Reach your right arm forward towards the top of your mat. Let your right thigh bone pull into your hip socket as you get long through your right side waist in a hinge. Right fingertips down to the floor, left hand up towards the ceiling, triangle pose. If somewhere along the line you shorten the distance between your feet, like me, go ahead and lengthen your stance. Again, these postures are inherently going to be strengthening, no matter if you take them very short or very long. So choose the length. Choose length so you can strengthen and create space in the body. Take one more big breath as you rotate your left ribs to the ceiling. Place your left hand down on the ground. Turn your upper body to the left. Turn your right toes to the left as well. Toes in, heels out so your legs are wide. Take a deep forward fold. For those of you that practice yoga and have an inversion practice, we're going to hold this for 5 breaths. So if you'd like to go upside down, if you want to If you don't have an inversion practice, I know a lot of people, this is like a good space to play when you don't have other people in the room and that, fear that comes with that. So give yourself space to play and try on new things. If you're not inverting, you're just forward folding and getting the benefits of lifting your sit bones high and opening up your hamstrings. You have 3 more big breaths. Keep your quads strong. Equal weight from your heels to your toes. Your legs are the foundation. Stronger foundation will enable more length and space through the upper body and spine. On your next breath, lift your chest halfway up. Walk your hands to the top of your mats. Bend into your right knee and step back to downward facing dog. Pedal push your heels. Push your hands down, curl your tailbone up high and drop your heels down low. Create a quality breath. And look forward, step your feet to your hands, halfway lift. Exhale, pull your belly in as you fold. Rise up, mountain pose, push your feet down, lift up tall. Open your hips and your front body with just a slight upper back bend. Exhale, release your hands together at your heart. Get grounded in your left foot. Pull your right knee up towards your chest. And then check if you've deflated your left glute here from a tuck of your pelvis. Draw your tailbone back so that it feels almost like your butt is sticking out, but really you're just creating the natural curve of your spine. Then ground through your heel and engage through your left glute. Create a strength in the posterior chain of your left leg. Draw your navel in and up like your belly and your core is sucking that thigh bone, right thigh bone, deeper in towards the hip socket. Either use the support of right hand to right knee or both hands are on your hips. And then hold. Create a distinction between the work of the body and the work of the breath. Open your arms out to cactus arms. Use your right obliques to open your right knee out to the right. Just slightly keep that left leg lifted and tall, left glute strong. Wrap your inner thighs together as you draw your right knee to the midline. Stretch your arms up tall. Squeeze the space between your palms like you're holding something there. And then shift into warrior 3. Right leg goes back. Your upper body hinges over your left leg. Keep wrapping your inner thighs together. Pull your belly and ribs in and get long through your spine. Bend into your left knee, crescent warrior. Drop back, arms up, inhale. Warrior 2. Turn your right foot open so the pinky edge side of your foot is parallel to the back of your mat. Lengthen your stance. Bend your left knee. Come right to that space where the body starts to quiver. One of my first yoga teachers always told me that the moment the pose begins is the moment that you want to get out. That's where you begin to build this mental strength, separating yourself from your patterns, from your triggers, from your reactions. I encourage you to take that space here. Otherwise, you're just entertaining yourself. You came to your mat for something more. Flip your front palm and reverse your warrior. Full breath. Place your left hand down. Stretch your right arm up and over your head. Create equal amounts of strength, pushing down through the pinky edge side of your right foot, lengthening through your right fingertips. Ground into the pinky edge side of your right foot to rise up warrior 2. Reverse your warrior and straighten out your left leg as you squeeze your quad. Lift away with your fingers. Half moon pose. Your left hand can come diagonal of your left pinky toe. The distance between your foot and your hand is the space of a long side waist. So if your hand is really close, notice if you're like side bending and scrunching the left side waist. Walk your left fingers forward. Stack your shoulder over your wrist and then ground down and create strength through your left arm and your left leg. Then match the strength with your right arm and your right leg. Crunch your right ribs towards the right side of your hip to float your left fingertips off of the mat. Land in your warrior two. Reverse your warrior, straighten out your left leg. If you need to lengthen your stance, if you landed short, slide your left foot forward. And then reach your left hand towards the top of your mat, triangle pose. Left fingertips down, wrist right under your shoulder. Right wrist stacks over your left wrist. Tuck your left hip under your right and peel your right hip on top of your left. Full breath in. Deep breath out. Place your left hand down, turn your whole upper body to the left. Wide legs forward fold with your toes in and your heels out. Keep walking your left hand to grab onto your right ankle. So if you can't reach your ankle, you can just place your left hand closer to the right side or your right foot. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling and twist. Lengthen your spine, breathe in. Untwist, right hand comes closer to your left foot or maybe even grabs your left ankle. Reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. Take a breath in, create space in the whole posture. As you exhale, lengthen your breath out. See how deeply you can rotate. Untwist your upper body. Everyone lift to a flat back and then walk your hands towards the top of your mats. Step back, downward facing dog. Paddle push your heels. Strengthen up your arms. Look forward, step or hop to your hands. Inhale, flat back. Forward fold. Rise up, strong mountain pose. Arms up, arms back. Slide upper back bend. Exhale your hands together at your heart. Ground into your right foot for dancers. Grab onto your left foot with your left hand. So the key to this pose, one of them that I see is often forgot, is that you kick into your hand as much as you can so your left leg is really strong, but add in this, your left hand is working to curl your heel towards your glute so your left arm is just as strong as your left leg, and you create this strong grip in between your palm and your foot resisting one another. Reach your right hand forward. 3 breaths. Release. Good. Switch sides. Left hand forward. Grab your right foot with your right hand. Choose one spot to steady your gaze. Pull your heel towards your glute with the strength of your right arm, but kick your right foot into your right hand with the strength of your leg. Let that pillar of strength between the grip lift your leg higher. Keep stretching forward towards your gaze. One more big breath. Release. Both arms up, mountain pose. Big exhale, dive forward. Halfway lift, breathe in. Step back to high plank. Shift forward to your tippy toes, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Shift forward into high plank. Lower all the way down to your stomach and your chest. Extend your arms straight out behind you, toenails down. Let your shoulders roll forward. Pause. Relax the body so you can focus all of your energy in on your breath for a moment. Use the support of the ground and the fullness of your breath to help expand your back body. Create space in your low back, your low ribs, your upper back as you breathe in. Can you maintain this space but soften around it as you exhale? Lengthen your breath just a little bit more. Now lift your arms up off of the mat. Lift your forehead straight up off of the mat. Lift your toes. Reach your fingers and toes back as you lengthen your heart forward. As you lift your legs and your chest, continue to get longer through your spine. Relax your forehead and your eyebrows. Relax your jaw. Take one more big breath. Exhale, release. Make a little pillow with your hands. Bend your knees and drop your feet side to side as you soften your low back. And keep your knees bent. Reach your hands back towards your feet. If you can't grab your feet, then do the same pose we just did with your legs and your arms straight. If you have your feet, same as dancer, kick into your hands, but also keep your hands pulling in towards your feet. Lift your chest, everyone. Try and ground down onto your thighs, those of you that are in bow. Big breath. Exhale, release all the way down. Make a pillow with your hands. Left cheek to your hands, drop your feet side to side. Relax your upper back and your shoulders. Bring your right cheek to your hands. Relax the sides of your neck. Drop your feet. Plant your palms. Push yourself up to your knees. And then have a seat on your shins. Unless that's uncomfortable, just come into a comfortable seat. Okay, like a cross-legged seat maybe. Interlace your fingers in front of you. Push out through the heel of your hand around your spine. Inhale your arms all the way up. Lengthen your side waist. Grab onto opposite forearm here. Dip your right elbow towards the right. Drop your chin to your chest as you roll your chin forward. Upper arms come forward. Dip your left elbow to the left, rotating your right elbow to the ceiling, and curl yourself through center. One more time, drop your right elbow to the right, side bending to the right. Flex your upper back as you roll through center. Left elbow to the left. Lift yourself up. 2 circles in the other direction. Left elbow down. Round your upper back. Come forward. Right elbow to the right. Lift yourself up. One more circle. Left elbow down. Roll forward. Right elbow down. Lift yourself all the way up. Release your hands. Everybody come down onto your seats. Soles of your feet together, knees wide. And just slide your feet away from your body. So create more of a diamond shape than a butterfly shape. Lift your chest up tall. 2 options. One is just to hinge forward. Or you can bring your forearms underneath your shins. And then round your spine forward, like you want to reach your head towards the arches of your feet. And again, create effort in your breath. Effort to lengthen both your inhale and your exhale. This effortful breath will help to calm the nerves, but also the effort anchors the mind, right? That's why most of you come to the gym or come to your mat and are involved in keeping your body healthy. I'm sure you've had those days where you show up in a bad mood, and then just moving your body and exerting that effort totally changes your perspective. You walk out in a good mood. That effort anchors the mind. It grounds you into the moment, and then it calms the nerves. Take a few more deep breaths. Keep feeling your breath as you breathe. I know it sounds silly or simple, but just consider it as a practice to actually feel your inhale as you inhale. And the same with your exhale. Unravel your arms. Lift yourself up tall to a seat. Draw your knees together. Extend your legs, but keep a softness behind your knees. Pull your thigh bones back into your hip sockets, almost like you're pulling your feet back so that you lift tall through your lumbar spine. And then walk your hands forward. Take a deep forward fold, but soften around the sides of your neck. Curl yourself up to a seat. Roll yourself slowly onto your back. And clip my mic real quick. Come onto your back. Plant your ankles right underneath your knees with your knees pointing towards the ceiling. And then curl your hips all the way up into bridge. Get grounded through the soles of your feet and give just a gentle squeeze of your glutes. If your glutes are overworking, then try softening your inner thighs just enough that it relaxes your pubic bone down. Keep your triceps and your shoulder blades pushing into the mat and make space between your chin and your chest. Hold here. Think of reaching your knees over your toes. Slowly lower your spine down, one vertebra at a time. Allow your tailbone to drop and then hug your right knee in towards your chest. Lengthen your left leg all the way to the top of your mat. Twist your right leg across your body so much so that the hips stack. Stretch your right arm up towards the ceiling. Lengthen your right side waist enough so that your left side waist may pop up off the floor. And then twist your right arm all the way open, the opposite direction of your right knee. Tuck your chin slightly and lengthen the back of your neck. Now, you're grounded here, right? Your whole body's on the ground. Can you use the support of the ground and your inhale, a full inhale, to hold the shape of this posture? And then use your exhale to soften the muscular effort. Again, deep enough breath in that your inhale creates the shape of the posture from the inside out. And your exhale sends the signal that you're grounded and you can soften the muscles. Slowly roll onto your back. Take your time. Extend your right leg out nice and long. Pull your left knee in towards your chest. And then twist your left leg all the way across your body until the hips are stacked. Stretch your left arm out to the left. Reach your left knee and left fingers away from one another, and then draw your outer left hip away from your left ribs. Take a big breath in. Exhale, soften into the pose. One more fuller breath. Keep inhaling until you feel your whole body is expanded and full. Now keep all of that space in between the ribs at your side waist, but then exhale and relax your muscles. And gently roll onto your back. Draw both knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a soft rock side to side. Squeeze your knees in. Curl your forehead up. Tiny little ball. Contract in. With an exhale, extend your legs, extend your arms. Come into Shavasana. You're going to take just about a minute here. Just a moment in your day to stay aware and relaxed. Take a breath in your nose. Breathe out your mouth as you relax your jaw and your tongue and all the muscles in your face. Again, breathe in through your nose. Maybe even give a gentle sigh out your mouth. As you soften your body, feel the weight of it drop heavy into the mats, grounding you into the present moment. Stay still and see if you can let go a little bit deeper. Any of those subtle points of tension or stuck energy, release them as you breathe out. On your next breath, start to make movements through your fingers and your toes. Rotate your wrist, rotate your ankles. Slide your knees in toward your chest. Give yourself a soft rock side to side. Roll to the right. Push yourself up to a comfortable seat. Join your hands together at your heart center. Close your eyes. Bow your head towards your hands, honoring yourself. Honoring the spirit, the mindset, the will that it took for you to come to your mat and commit. Commit to your practice, commit to your well-being. Bring your hands from your heart to your forehead. Honor everyone that practiced today. Though we can't see one another, consider that we can feel one another. That we're all in the same space right now, all in the same posture. So together, let's bow forward. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. Continue to take care of yourself, of your body, your heart, and your mind. Thank you, guys.